Do you feel the
Jermaine, boy, we came a long way, Jermaine. Come a long way, brother. Mark, what up? Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, y'all. I'm just trying to get y'all in, get a few people in. Just want to say welcome to the Buzz Session with your boy, for sure. Just to give it a little update what we're going to do. Today is what is happening Wednesday, and I plan on giving you a little something different today. We want to do something, talk about what we're going to catch up on is what parents are going on with the terms in sex and drugs and alcohol. So we just want to know what your kids are talking about. One of the things that just comes off the top of my head, and for some of you parents who are not millennial, and you need to know this is an informative day. We're gonna talk about those words like thought. You know what I mean? For all you know, a thought is just like a little fast little chick, but it means more than that, parents. So just get prepared. We buzzing, and if you don't know, thought means them hoes over there. So just keeping your heads up on what's going on and everything, and we're gonna continue to buzz, y'all. Let's crank this music back up. All right, the Buzz Session with Willard is our mission to broadcast a unique blend of live talk, radio interviews, covering a plethora of empowering and intelligent news mixed with humor. Our topic is going to range from race, religion, spirituality, politics, sports, relationships, and community development. But just to let you know that anything is open for discussion. So once you get those questions on there and you start asking me, I'm going to definitely give it to you raw as much as I know. And if I don't know, I'm going to call my 16-year-old daughter in here and she going to tell you what's going on. So we will be conversing about a myriad of things with our intent to make you laugh, cry, think, and most importantly, we hope to inspire you to be the change that you want to see in the world. Welcome to the Buzz Show, guys. And this is Wednesday, man, and usually we have some Throwback Thursday going on, but we don't. And I just want y'all to know, hey, this is Wednesday, and we're gonna do some big things. So hopefully you guys stay tuned, and we can go on with the show and make this show a productive day. Today we're gonna be talking about what's going on with your kids. So that's the big thing I want to discuss today, and we want to start it off with some of the things that we're hearing our children say, some of the things that we need to be prepared for and aware of as parents. I do have a millennial with me. My daughter's 16 years old, and I had to be prepared with all the conversation that she's going to give me, all the conversation that her friends have, and I wanted you to be heads up on that. Because some of the stuff that I have never heard, and I'm getting aware of it now, and you need to be informed. So these kids nowadays is a new breed. You know what I mean? One of the big things that I want y'all to know is they different. you know, as night and day. I talked to my cousin Ducey. If a lot of y'all might not know him. His name is Akato. He's from Macklin, and me and him was just chopping it up. And I was talking to him. I said, "Man, what's going on with the young guys down on the, on the block? What's going on?" And he's like, "Man, look, well, let me tell you something. These young people need some mentoring, man. You know, back when I was coming up, I might have did some crazy things. I might have been out in the street doing crazy stuff. But, a few of y'all can say, hey, man, you need to be in school. And I went to school. But now, these kids don't have any goals, don't have anything that they want to do. So they just out on the street doing nothing. They are content with doing nothing. And we got to change that, y'all. We have to change that. They have no wants. He said they ain't trying to holler at no chicks. They ain't trying to get no money. They just out in the street doing nothing. And you know what an idle mind is, a devil workshop. So he said he do his best, mentoring some of the young men down there, trying to get their mind on track to change. You know what I mean? So that's where we at. And what we want to talk about is some of these terms that we hearing. Now, one of the big terms that I know I hear, and I like Future. I like what I like his little rap. I don't understand nothing he's saying, and I love rap. But sometimes he ain't making sense. But Future had this, and he had this in his record, and we'll listen to it all the time, but he'll talk about Dirty Sprite. Now, what is Dirty Sprite? I'm sure many of our educators have seen kids walking around with Sprite bottles, even soda bottles to drink look like color. It's kind of cloudy looking. It look like it's colored. The Sprite is dirty looking. It's a dirty color Sprite. Parents, be mindful. Your children walking around in your house and you think they drinking Sprite, but it ain't Sprite. So you might want to check out what is in there. You know what I mean? If they got a bottle, they got a can or something, man, look in there, make sure it might be dirty Sprite. So you have to make sure, and you want to know what's in it. When you hear them say dirty Sprite, you need to know what's in that. And a lot of people don't know. Sometimes you see little candy in the bottom of those bottles of Sprite or 7-Up or some kind of drink. And most of the time when they making that dirty Sprite, they put Sprite with some gummy bears or Jolly Ranchers in there, and then throw a little codeine in there. And back in the day, we used to call it lean. You leaning on something, that codeine, or you just got some goddamn cough syrup. Excuse my language. You got some cough syrup in the bottle, and you just sucking on cough syrup. Now, you need to know what this doing to these kids. If they got codeine in there, then of course this is a opiate type drug. And being that it's an opiate type drug, our kids are being numbed. And that's when you see a lot of stuff like the cutting of themselves. You see a lot of self-destructive activity. We don't know. When you hear kids talking about them 4 bars and you talking about them bars, they ain't talking about some, little lane turn that you might think they just talking about. They talking about Xanax. They cutting them 4 bars up and they eating them pills. And that medicine that's what our parents used to call my nerve pill back in the day. Boy, go give me some of that nerve medicine. See, them nerve pills was anxiety medicine that our parent or grandparents used to call nerve pills. And it kept them, calm on an even keel. Where if your brain chemistry is growing like a young kid, if your brain chemistry is not damaged, those anxiety pills will damage your brain. You know what I mean? Your chemical makeup, and where you wasn't schizophrenic or bipolar, when you start taking those Xanax, that's what you're going to end up being. So you have to be mindful of what these kids are telling you. You know what I mean? We're not really listening to our kids. We're not listening to the music that they're playing. You have to pay attention to the music. You have to listen to what they're talking about. I'm going to tell you something else. Now, and then we're going to say this is a culture thing. That our kids are not doing what the white kids are doing, and the white kids ain't doing what the black kids are doing. Cut it out. That time is over with. That what black kids doing, what white kids are doing, cut it out. Funneling beer, black kids doing that. And here's all another one. Vodka tampons. It sound crazy as you can get all out those. But what these girls doing now, they want to be drunk. They want to be numb to society. So what they doing now, they taking these tampons and soaking them in vodka. And when they get through from soaking them in the vodka, they call it they have a term. Now, y'all don't know, this is going to be kind of raw, but this is what they call it, drunk pussy. Where they stick them tampons in their vagina, and they let it sit up in there, and it absorb in their system through that way. Now, it's an immediate high. It is so toxic because you're getting a style of alcohol that's rushing right in your bloodstream. Now, I ain't trying to tell you how to do these particular drugs, but I want you to be aware of what your kids are doing. Like, if these girls are getting these tampons and they soaking them in vodka and doing that, you got to be mindful of that kind of stuff. And that's important for you parents who don't know about what these young girls are doing. And the guys, they the one who telling the girls to do it. You know what I mean? The guys telling the girls to do it. Stick that up there. And you know, some of our girls are not headstrong like we were, or some of us were. Now, we did have some women that had some self-esteem problems, but not so that we seeing what we're seeing now. That vodka tampon. That's something that you have to be aware of. One of the other things we got is called butt chugging. It sounds so funny, y'all, but it's so serious because, like, I'm seeing it. I'm not just telling you stuff that's not existing. I see this. But they are pouring beer down their butt, up their rectum, to get directly drunk. And it's serious. And we think sometimes that our kids are not doing some of these things, but our kids are living in a society now where this is not indigenous to a particular community. All communities are being affected by what our kids are doing. So you have to be mindful, and you have to know what's going on. You have to be listening to these terms. So when you hear a kid talking about, thought and butt chugging and vodka tampons and, you aware of it so you can be ready to go in those preventive modes. Because our kids want to go into a fantasy land, and we don't know why yet. You know what I mean? Much as we've discussed this and other people have had ideas, but our kids want to be numb to what's going on in our communities. And we are not paying attention. And that's part of what I'm talking about today. Making sure that we're paying attention to what's going on. Boozy bears. Hey, for some of you teachers out there, and I definitely want to talk to the teachers too. These kids bringing candy, they bringing the gummy bears, and they have these Jolly Ranchers. They melt those Jolly Ranchers down, or they soak those gummy bears in liquor. But they'll melt those Jolly Ranchers down and put like codeine and put different stuff in those Jolly Ranchers in the microwave. It ain't hard. Melt them, put them in the microwave, and reform them. And they got drugs in them. And those gummy bears they walk around the school in. Man, check them, sniff them. Make sure that something ain't going on. Everybody want some gummy bears. Be more observant of what these kids are passing around and what they're doing. So the big question of the day is, where are your kids getting these codeine pills? I want to know. Because they ain't just going to no prescription doctor and get them. Where are they getting the codeine pills? Is it something that you leaving in your drug cabinet that you had when you had a toothache? Are they going over their grandma and granddaddy house who keep those old pills in there and they getting out of old pills? Is it the cough medicine that you have one of your younger kids getting in a liquid form that they're getting it? You have to be conscious of the things that you have in your household, because it's easy to get some of those pills and those kids ingest those pills thinking that it's going to do one thing and it's another. And some of the potency of these pills are more than what those kids are thinking. And they getting addicted to them. And their lifestyle is changing. And their way of thinking is changing. And then they have that contentment where they don't care. You know what I mean? We have a group of young people that's growing up in a small town like Greenwood, or small towns like Olive Branch, or small towns within any part of the USA, where we're seeing these kids, they don't want to live in reality no more. We're seeing the kids playing video games all day. That's all they want to do. And we have to change that, and we have to be aware of what they're hearing, what they're seeing, and what they're ingesting in their souls. So Today was just an informative day, and I just wanted to make sure that we were keeping pace with what our children are doing, what they're seeing. Now, I want to let y'all know what's going on with the buzz and behind the scenes, because our company is a new and growing company. We want to keep you abreast of what we're doing and how we can bring a larger part of the buzz community beyond just our viewers. We want to bring this to all the people that you have. So, like I've been saying in a lot of number of our shows, is hitting the like button if you're watching this now, and then also sharing this. It's easy to hit share, because share can sometimes help me get my word out, so we can get a few other people to hear what we're saying. So definitely, if y'all hit the like button and hit the share button, that helps us out. The bigger picture of this is I can really see that the fans, you guys really like those interviews. So Friday we'll be back in Greenwood, and I think we got 2 shows coming up. One is going to be a late show, and one is going to be probably like an evening show, a 5 o'clock show. And then another one's going to be probably like a late show. We're going to probably be at 2 different barbershops. We had a number of people who asked and inviting us to come, but we definitely going back to Marquee Barbershop, and we're going to definitely get a chance to talk to our crowd that we have grown over these past couple of weeks. We are in the process of scheduling appointments and interviews, shows, and we're looking at particular correspondence. So if you are interested in being part of one of the panels, or know somebody who's noteworthy of being part of the interview, we want to know. We want to know who those particular people are. I know some of you have mentioned in his comments or individually to me, but listen carefully. We need you to go to the Buzz Session page on Facebook and inbox us your contact information, or the particular person contact information that you know that you could possibly, we can possibly talk about. Our program director will get with that particular person and respond in the necessary information so we can have these particular talks. We're in the process of scheduling our official lunch. Really not official lunch. We have lunch already, but we're in the process of giving a big lunch day where y'all all can come and visit us. Hopefully we'll do it in the I'm So Greenwood time. We're gonna set up us a tent, and we're gonna have some live video going on. We're gonna actually record some of what we're doing, and we're gonna have a lot of interviews with people who come back to Greenwood. So be prepared for that. We're gonna have different topics, of course, and hopefully those people will be able to enjoy it. Now, quick sponsor advertising. I definitely want y'all to know about Robert Shaw Graphic Design Extraordinaire. See him for all your graphic design needs, from logos to web designs, business cards, flyer, and more. See Showcase Production link on our page, or you can go to his page, Showcase Productions, and actually go see what he's doing. Man, it might help your company, it might help your business, it might help your church. It might help anything that you need to improve your thing, and he does a wonderful job, as you can see with some of our logos. We definitely want to give a shout out to one of the people who keeping us going, keeping us afloat, Marquis Washington. He's a legendary barber in Greenwood, located in Greenwood at 310 Main Street. He's been serving Greenwood community for over 25 years in barbershop, but more especially in helping his community. So he does take appointments. Make sure you give him a call if you're trying to come up there and get a haircut. He don't do too many walk-ins. You got to be a special person to get a walk-in. So give him a call, and he'll definitely take care of you. And if not, he do have other people that's cutting hair within that barbershop that you can get a haircut from. Wonderful haircut people. Hit them up, y'all. Getting to the nitty-gritty of us, social media, I want y'all to hit us on Facebook, Buzz Session with Willard. Hit us on Twitter so we can, get some of these tweets out, let you see what's going on with us. We definitely starting to put those things out. Our live radio blog talk show, we still in the process of getting it going. So once you see us pop up on Facebook, you'll see when we go to blog talk. Buzz Session with Willard at gmail.com. You want to reach me, you want to contact us about anything about the show that you want to talk about, definitely give us a contact, and we'll definitely hit you back and let you know either what you know, whatever information you need to know. If you want to be a sponsor in a sponsorship message, and you're interested in becoming a sponsor at Buzz Session, we're going to offer a sponsorship package starting April the 29th, May 1st, and we will do our advertising with different viewers. So you'll see us on different forums like Facebook, YouTube. So all these things are getting out to the mass. And if you hadn't hit us on YouTube, check us out on YouTube. Buzz Session is on YouTube, and we're getting a lot of information out. Before I go, and I want to give these shout out to the different people that's been helping us. I definitely want to talk about the flood victims in Houston and Texas area. Man, we have a large group and family that's down there, and they're struggling right now. So please be praying for them, man. If you hadn't heard from a family member in a while, give them a call and see what's going on with them, because we've seen this flood year kind of is rough this year, y'all. So we just want y'all to be mindful of what's going on, and keep it tight. We'll be back Friday now. We don't do Thursdays no more, Tuesday, Thursday. We'll be back Friday. We're going to have 2 shows. We're going to try to do 2 shows. So be prepared for an evening show roughly around 5. And then be prepared for a 9 o'clock show at my key spot. If you want to come down to these spots, I'm going to definitely hit you up on Facebook and let you know where we are, so you can get on our TV show. And you can voice your opinion about some of the things that we're seeing in the community, some of the things that you want to talk about that's going to make you laugh and enjoy yourself. So, as I always say, man, just like Don Canese, love, peace, and hair grease. And I'm going to holler at y'all tomorrow, man. Friday. Peace.